everybody. Okay, so I want to talk today about the one thing that might be stopping you from manifesting the life you want. So, we all know how to use our manifesting process. You've probably heard visualize your goals, journal on your goals, meditate on your goals, like have tunnel vision. And these things are all true. Say affirmations, these are all really great ways to manifest the reality you want. However, the big scary roadblock that I see in the way of a lot of my clients manifesting what they want, and the methods you are using, I help teach. So in my sleep method, I teach you the 5 steps to manifesting. I have a sleep challenge where it's 5 weeks. We focus on one aspect every single week so you can get really good at it, really master it, and watch your life completely shift. All you need is 5 weeks to change your life. You really need less than that. I ran this challenge in 5 days and everyone saw tons of results. Like crazy results. Like people got money in the weirdest ways that I cannot even explain. One girl, she wanted to manifest $100 and her brother texted her out of the blue saying, "Hey, do you still have your Shrek Game Boy, the orange and green one? Because they're going on eBay for $100. And then how crazy is that? Right? What are the chances that her Game Boy she hasn't thought about in 20 years or whatever, randomly she decides to sell on eBay because her brother told her during this time? Like it's everything working together. And these things work. However, if you are not manifesting what you want in your life, there could be a couple reasons, but the biggest one that I see in my clients is duality. In myself as well. So, duality is the idea that you kind of believe two separate things at once. So, you want the money and you're telling yourself, I want to manifest $100. I want to manifest $100. But part of you also believes that you can't have what you want. So maybe you're thinking, but how will it come in? I work at a corporate job and I get a set salary, so I don't see how I can make this money. But I don't sell anything that costs $100. I only sell things that are $1, and it feels really hard to get 100 clients. So maybe you have beliefs in the back of your mind that this is just not possible for you. Maybe your energetic minimums and maximums, the amount that you believe it is possible for you to hold on to, is like less than 100. Like maybe your minimum 0 and your maximum's 50, and you cannot imagine having more than that in your bank account. That feels crazy. Maybe all of that is true. But duality is the biggest thing that I see get in the way of my clients manifesting what they want. So I know my life changed when I had my corporate job, and when I hit my 10K month. These were 2 times when I just completely reduced the duality. So I had been telling myself I want to leave my corporate job for years, like a long time. I always knew I wanted to leave, but I couldn't. I every time something bad would happen and I'd be like, okay, I'm definitely leaving this place. There is no other option. Then all of a sudden I would, my boss would take us out to lunch and we'd get to leave a little bit early and work wouldn't seem so bad. Or maybe, the coworker I was mad at would apologize, and our project finished anyways, so I wouldn't see him for a while. So then work didn't feel so bad. And then I would say, oh, maybe it's not so bad here. I do get a steady paycheck. Or like when bonuses came around, it's like, oh, okay, like I guess I could hang on a little longer. We do get a bonus in a couple months. I might as well stay till then. And I tell myself all of these stories. It is the duality that is talking. These stories are perpetuating the duality in my head. I wanted to quit, but then part of me kept holding on. And so, therefore, I would not manifest quitting my corporate job. I couldn't manifest getting enough clients in my business to be able to financially sustain myself because I was stopping myself with this duality. I wanted to leave, but also a part of me didn't want to leave. And so, therefore, I wasn't going to leave. This changed for me in July of 2019. I don't remember if there was a specific moment, but in my head, I decided without a doubt I was leaving my corporate job. I didn't know how long it was going to take, and for me at the time, the best case scenario was like a year. Like I was like, okay, hopefully I can leave in a year. That seems so crazy to me. But I told myself, I decided I'm leaving this job. I decided my business is going to grow enough so I can leave my corporate job. I decided that. So after that moment, I made a goal for myself to make $4,000 3 months in a row. Yeah. And I made this goal for myself because I didn't really make this goal until August. So it had been a little bit in limbo where I decided I was quitting. I tried to grow my business on my own. But again, there was duality. There wasn't a clear path. I was just like, I'm quitting. And this helped move me forward because it meant the deciding meant I could no longer put my corporate job above my business. So if a client needed me, I literally would like walk out of the building and take a client call, or I would like spend an extra couple minutes in the bathroom making my Instagram post. And I don't recommend this. I don't think this is great employee behavior, but I decided I was leaving my job. And since I was leaving my job, it didn't matter if I got fired. It didn't matter if people thought poorly of me. Those were just bruises to my ego, but I decided I was leaving my job. So if I get kicked out of my job, then I guess I manifested what I wanted, right? I decided. So for like a month or 2 months, I kind of just floated around. I kind of just, you know, I made that decision, but I had no clear direction of when I was going to quit. So at the end of August, I made a decision that I need to make $4,000 consistently for 3 months in a row for me to quit my corporate job. So September, I did it. I hit $4,000, and this was more money than I'd ever made at that point. Like, I don't even know. I made maybe 1,000 per month on average. I don't even think that. I think much less than that up to that point. But anyways, so I made 4,000, which was huge for me. And I was super excited. And I was like, okay, oh my gosh, can I do it again? And so the momentum was there, the energy was there, the excitement was there. And in October, I actually made $6,000. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. And so then in November, I actually got a couple of weeks off of work for like medical leave to take care of a family problem. But I didn't have to go into my corporate job. So I'm like, okay, Kelsey, this is month 3. You don't have to work at your corporate job. You don't have to work at your job. So you have this is pretend life for if you had your business full time. This is pretend life. What are you going to do with this time? And so what I did with this time was I worked so hard. I literally like have a little bit of work PTSD still from that month because I worked so hard because I told myself, this is your 10K month. If you can't hit 10K now, you'll never be able to hit it. And I decided I had to make it work because if I couldn't hit 10K, then I could never trust myself to hit 10K. This isn't true. These are just stories I told myself, but they propelled me forward because I got rid of all duality. It had to work for me. I definitely had to make 4,000, but I really wanted 10,000 because that showed me, okay, you can do it. If you quit your corporate job, then you can always make 10,000 every month. And I put so much work in that month because I told myself it was going to work. There was no duality. It couldn't not work. I could not foresee a time when I would have multiple weeks off work and that I could work on my business unless I quit. So this had to work. There was no option. And I'm happy to say I did hit my first 10K month that month. It was very exhausting. The month after that, I didn't make that much money because I was like burnt out. But that's 100% okay because I didn't need the money because I still had my corporate job. And now I gave myself permission to quit. And I ended up quitting the month after that, which was January 2020, which seems a little crazy because of everything that happened in March 2020. But I didn't know that when I quit. But anyway, this whole story was to show two different times that I hit all my goals because I eliminated duality. I had been flip-flopping, oh, do I want to quit? Like, yeah, I want to quit, but I didn't really want to quit until July 2019, I decided. And then the universe literally put me on a trajectory. Like, did the money just fall into my lap literally that day? No, I had to earn it. I had to work for it. I had to take inspired action. But by January 2020, which was only, how many months is that? 5 months later, I was able to quit my corporate job. And I thought the best case scenario was a year. Kind of crazy, right? And then same in November 2019, I told myself I have to make 10K, and that completely reduced any duality I was having. So I made 10K. And I couldn't do that any other month, not because of my products, not because of my Instagram strategy. I didn't change anything besides I decided that month that I would do it. And so I did. One thing that I'm doing in my life right now is, in June, I'm getting married. And so I'm like, okay, I want to look super hot. Like, I look fine. My body's good, but I want to look amazing. Like, I'm going to look at those pictures forever. Right. And so on a whim, I texted my friend. I'm like, I'm going to pay you $5,000. We were talking about like, oh, we want to look good for summer or something. I'm like, okay, I'm going to pay you $5,000 if I don't lose 5 pounds this month. And right after I sent it, I was like, oh crap. That is so scary. Why did I do that? Why did I pick 5,000? Like that is a lot of money. But I'm glad I did that. And I did that because I knew that is an amount of money that scares me to pay someone. And this was the beginning of March. So today is March 9th that I'm recording this. So it has not even been that many days, but I realized in the past why I wasn't successful in hitting my goal weight or my goals, my fitness goals. I realized why I wasn't successful, and it was because I had duality. I would tell myself, oh, I want to be super fit, but then every time I was on my period or I had a lot of meetings that day, then I would decide to skip the gym and just have beer instead, or I would make decisions like that. And yes, I was healthy most of the time. That's why I'm mostly healthy, but I wasn't like amazingly at my, dream goals because I wasn't living my dream healthy life. I was still falling into the same habits that I had in place because I had duality. It was like, oh yeah, I want to be fit, but I also want to drink this beer. Oh yeah, I want to be fit, but whatever, the wedding's not till June. I can eat this one, giant meal. And it's not that I can't have those things. I have had those things in March. It's just a completely different energy. So in March, knowing I have to pay her $5,000, I'm noticing all the times that I want to give up on myself. And I'm noticing them because instead of giving up on myself, I can't. I have to go to the gym. So instead of giving up on myself, I'm realizing like, oh yeah, I noticed that I didn't feel like going to the gym today. And normally I probably would have skipped, but today I actually went. Or, oh, sometimes I go to the gym and I don't do like cardio at the end, even though I like to, because I'm like, oh, I want to get this other thing done. But now that I have this $5,000 hanging over my head, I'm like, no, I have to lose 5 pounds. I don't have an option. I have to do this cardio. And so for me this month, again, it's only the 9th. So maybe I'll be telling a completely different story at the end of the month. Who knows? But right now, the duality is gone. There is no option to not succeed. I have to stay under my calorie goals. I have to create a calorie deficit. I have to work out. Like, sure, any given minute I don't have to work out, but these are the goals I set for myself. I have to lose 5 pounds. And so it's been 9 days and I've already lost 3 pounds. So in a third of the month or whatever, a third of the month, I'm already what's what percent is this, like 60% towards my goal? Like that's amazing. And it's because I cut out duality. Oh look, when I cut out the duality, look how much faster I'm skyrocketing towards my goals because I'm manifesting what I want. And manifesting isn't magic. Oh, all of a sudden you wake up in your dream body. Manifesting is putting your intention towards a goal and then everything works a lot faster for you. And that's exactly what's happening. And a lot of manifesting is just having that mindset, oh, I am this new person now, and noticing opportunities that go along with that. So I'm noticing opportunities of desiring to eat healthy. I'm noticing enjoying the feeling of, health and lightness in my body, and that makes me crave more. So duality in your life might be what's stopping you from manifesting what you want. So when you tell yourself, oh, I definitely want this. I want more clients. I want this income. I want this money coming in from my side hustle. I want to find a boyfriend, or whatever the thing that you think you want so badly is, what in your life might be stopping you from getting that? What are your beliefs inside? A lot of times we may not even realize the patterns that we're doing. For example, like with paying my friend $5,000, I didn't even realize truly how many times I gave up on myself when I didn't need to about going to the gym or eating healthy. I realized how many cravings I kind of accepted just as a part of life until I have this $5,000 hanging over my head because I reduced the duality. So when you have that duality, like, oh, I want this, but I also have this, you're also believing in separation. You're also kind of believing that, oh, you are separate from me, that reality is separate from me. I can't have that, or I don't know if I can have that. You're believing that that is already separate from you, but there is no duality. The truth is we are all connected, and we are all, you can have anything you want at any time. The future already lies within you. You are love. You are abundance. You already are those things. It's just your mind that's blocking you from seeing your true potential. So I would look inside of yourself. The universe only gives us lessons or blessings. Everything that shows up in our life is simply feedback. If we don't like what we see, then it means we're vibrating at a frequency that is attracting that scenario, and we need to change our vibrations. If we do like what we see, then we can keep living as we are and enjoying the vibrations that we're at. That's all the universe does. There are no punishments. There are no, you're not allowed to have that. There are no, this is never possible for you. Anything is possible for you if you believe it's possible. Anything in your head that you can imagine is possible for you. You just have to step into that version of yourself. So think about, what in your life might you kind of have some limiting beliefs around? And one thing I like to do is journal. So I would take out a journal and write as if you got the thing you already want. Like, oh, I'm quitting my corporate job today. And you can meditate, you don't have to journal, but notice the feelings that come up inside of you. Notice the fears, notice the mind. The mind, we often have duality because of our mind. Our, like, it's literally, I think of our mind as like dial-up internet, like just so, it's not really the best option here. It's a tool we can use to connect to the internet, but it's not the best one. And so, notice what the mind is doing. It goes on overdrive. Every time we think about a dream reality and we want to step outside our comfort zone and do something we've never done before, have more money than we've ever had, live a life beyond logic and reason, when we want to do that, our ego, our small brain often goes on overdrive trying to keep us safe and telling us, oh, but do you really want that? Oh, but what will your friends and family think? Oh, but blah, 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 blah. And it'll churn up every single excuse. So think about the thing you want to manifest so badly, what you want to manifest. And especially if you've been trying to, vibe in this reality for a while, and you've been wanting this thing so badly and it hasn't been showing up in your life, I would recommend journaling or just sitting and letting your thoughts and feelings come up to you. Notice what fears come up. Notice what desires come up, and when you have excitement, and honor that. But then notice what stories and anger and fear and all these different things that bubble up to the surface. And that will show you where your duality is. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. So definitely let me know, and I hope this helps.